How many of you know about the Rendlesham Forest incident? Oh. Well, I'm going to tell you half of what you know is wrong. Where is Rendlesham Forest? Well, it's in the UK. The location of the twin bases is about 60 miles northeast of London. Oh, there's a better map. The one on the left or the right looks a little cartoonish, but it describes where the bases are at. You'll see at the bottom is RAF Woodbridge. Right here, if you can see that. And then Bentwaters up here. Bentwaters is the main operating base. That's a sub-base. Why is this important? I'm giving you all the background on it. What do we have at the bases? Well, you may read this if you want. There's 5 wings, or 5 tactical wings on there. There's 2 communication sites, C3 facilities, located off base. We had 4 forward operating locations in Germany. We had 10,000 people working on the twin bases. It was the largest tactical fighter wing in the United States Air Force then and now. I was the security flight chief for Woodbridge, and I went to work on Boxing Day to a regular shift, and it was going to be a normal shift. It started out that way. I went to the chow hall over in Woodbridge. I'm getting ready to have a cup of coffee with the security response team leader. He says, "Do you hear that radio call?" And I says, "No, I didn't hear it." So I picked up a direct line to CSC, and the security controller says, "You got to go to East Gate immediately. There's a problem out there, go code 2. And I talked to Sergeant Coffey, and I said, "Here's the 1569. That's why I still have this, by the way. I wouldn't have this because it should have been turned in. But Sergeant Coffey, he says, "I already did the 1569. I heard everything on the radio." I went, "Damn, that's cool." Yeah. Because the last thing I want to do is paperwork. So I read the report. He's got the times right. He says, "Well, the time you got here at 3:45 isn't correct." I said, "Yeah, it is." So I took it off my watch. He says, "No, it was 3:45. Or it was 45 minutes later is what it was. I don't have time right. And that's when I found out my watch, for some reason, around that area, it was an electronic watch, it stopped. I was missing 45 minutes. And I'll tell you what happened. Within 72 hours, it went top secret. I knew it wasn't an aircraft crash at that time. And I could feel static electricity on my skin, my face, my hair. I was finding my movements labored, like walking. I was trying to rationalize somebody saying it's adrenaline. It isn't. If it was, it doesn't last 45 minutes like that. And as I come up over the top of the first berm, I get my first view of this phenomenon. Yeah, it's pretty bright. This forest is so dark you can't see nothing out there. And this thing here lit up the whole area, and I say around 50 feet. The phenomena displayed a brilliant white light, and it started to dissipate in size as we approached, making it clearly apparent it was not a downed aircraft. And by the way, when I reported to Captain Verano, I never used the term UFO, by the way. I used the term craft of unknown origin. Hey, isn't that a smart thing to say? Huh? Yeah, you're sort of saying what it is, but you're not? Yeah, that's what I did. I thought it was brilliant. I have my moments. So here I am, I can't sleep all day. It's now, I think, I can't remember what date it is, 28th, I guess. And I'm trying to get sleep, and I get up at around midnight or something like that. I go to the dining room table. I can't sleep anyway. So what's the smart thing to do? Make a pot of coffee. That's what I did. I made a pot of coffee, and I sat down, and then I'm starting to doubt everything. I start looking at my notebook, the casts. Every time I close my eyes, I'm having this problem with these ones and zeros. I'm saying, maybe I did survive this. Maybe I'm not going to. Maybe I'm going to have to go to the base hospital. Can you imagine this? Go to the base hospital, tell them you can't sleep because you got ones and zeros running through your head and you've seen a craft of unknown origin the day before. No. They'd take your gun, take your security clearance, and say, we're going to separate you. So I was pretty concerned. It was a bad time. Anyway, like I said, I was looking at my notebook, and I'm looking at my notes, the symbols. And I said, you know what? I can write those numbers down, those ones and zeros. So I got a pen out of the drawer, flipped open the notebook to the back, started writing, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Start writing those. When I did, it felt good. It felt like a relief. The more I wrote, the better. It was to the point that the pen stopped. You know how it is? You got pens in a drawer, you end up not working anyway. Yeah, one of the pens stopped. So here I am, at 1 o'clock in the morning, tearing through a drawer looking for a pen that works. I started writing them down. As you can see, oh, by the way, there we go. Right there, yeah, the new pen, to see if it worked. Yeah. And I started writing these down, but the more I wrote, and I could see them in the mind's eye, and I can still see them, right now. That's a little freaky. Anyway, I wrote them down until I couldn't write them down anymore. I wrote down 16 pages of them. So in 1991, Colonel Halt retires, and I'm retiring in 93 at Grissom Air Force Base in Indiana. He calls me and says, whatever you do, make sure they don't, make sure they have the part about Rendlesham on there, or have it off, or say it's okay, or whatever, on our non-disclosure agreement. That has stuff like nuclear weapon stuff and other SAP stuff, special access programs, and targeting times. So I sit down with the staff sergeant at personnel, and sure enough, the non-disclosure agreement's there. It's got all that stuff, contingency plans, blah, 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 all kinds of stuff. It doesn't say a word about RF Bentwaters or Woodbridge. So I said, you need to ask them if anything classified about RF Bentwaters or RF Woodbridge on the December 26, 1980. At the time, a message was called a Twix. They sent a message off to their staff, Pentagon. I wait a couple days. He gets a call from personnel to finish my out processing. I'm trying to retire. And I get down there, and he says, you ain't gonna believe what they said to me. I said, what did they say? And he says, he read it to me. He says, nothing classified happens on those dates in question at those bases. So therefore, it's unclassified. The codes that were deciphered go 14 places over. Okay? So whatever this intelligence is, it's superintelligence. The superintelligence would be able to do interdimensional travel, no doubt. Yeah, what does Hollywood call it? Time travel. Our conclusion, based on the evidence, and what happened in 1980 through hypnosis and all this other stuff, is that it's likely that these craft are us from the future.